Hello everyone, this is Boyd. This is latest video on on my 65.8 hour Toro 523 DXi. I'm parting out. I bought this one spring of, can't remember if it was spring of 23 or spring of 22 for spare parts for my other. I have several Toro 5XI tractors. I took the engine, the diesel engine apart. The main parts are gone. The head, the crank, the injector pump, the muffler. I have the camshaft. I have water pump starter, alternator, miscellaneous parts, fan. I'm keeping these ag tires. Those are going on the back of my 522XI or else my 520XI. The tires on the front are bad. I'm going to keep the wheels for now. Maybe, I don't know, maybe down the road sell some front wheels. But so this is what she's down to now. I got to remove the engine mount. I don't know, maybe put that on eBay. I'm going to try and keep the electrical system intact and sell it complete. You know, so the wiring harness on eBay. I do have someone interested in, I can't remember which part up here, but if I have to cut any wires to sell it to him, I'm going to have to pass on that because I don't want to sell a cut up wiring harness. Oh, before I forget, I should show you the hour meter. 65.8 hours. I have not altered that. I have not switched hour meters. That's the way it was when I got it. The story is someone, I think it was an older guy, bought this brand new in 97, 98, 99 with a 60-inch mower deck. And I don't know if he had a hired hand or a kid or a grandkid running this to mow the grass, and it was ran low on oil. And I think the engine actually might have been repaired twice, because when I took the engine block apart, the left front corner of it, lower left front corner, had a chunk knocked out of it that was JB welded back in place. And then so when I took the engine apart, I discovered that, and then a hole in the right side of the block. 2 out of 3 connecting rods were broke on it. So I think it was broken, repaired once, or kind of half repaired, and broke again, and then I got it for spare parts. So I looked up on the Toro website, and the radiator for the diesel is different than the radiator that they put in the 520 LXIs that had the Kawasaki engine on them, you know, water cooled. So I'm guessing I will be putting this radiator on eBay. I'm gonna have to open up the hood of my of one of my 520 LXIs to try and compare them to see if there's any similarities. But the radiator might go on eBay. I'm selling the transaxle. I have had ads in the Minneapolis, Minnesota Craigslist for this tractor, and some parts I'm selling from my 520 LXI parts tractor. I'm gonna hook up, probably in the next few days, I'm gonna hook up a battery to this and then test and see that the sender is working. I don't know if the sender in a diesel 5XI fuel tank is different than a gas. Well, I'm just gonna have to look up those on the Toro website, but Yes, I will be selling the power steering system. I'm going to keep the electric clutch. I will be so the power steering system, you know, includes cylinder. Where is it? Oh, okay. I think that's the cylinder right there, right in the middle there. Not sure what I'm going to do with the frame. I don't know. I've thought about turning the frame into a wagon. The attach-o-matic thing, I'm going to sell that. The deck lift arms, I'm going to sell those. Probably put those on eBay. Probably put this on eBay. Tie rods, I will be keeping the tie rods. So, you know, the date I'm recording this is Wednesday, September 24th, the year 2025. I do not have a Smart Turn Delete kit in this one. Hi, Troy. And so I'm going to be selling parts. Last night I took the rear fender off. I'm going to sell that. The seat, I'm keeping the seat. The seat is going on my 522XI. I did have to, there was a harness that I unplugged. This went to the tail lights and the cruise control. So I'll probably remove that wiring harness from the rear fender I took off last night. But yeah, I own a 522XI that I use regularly. I have a 520XI that I bought in 2012. And then I have a 520LXI tractor that had a light fire and no wiring in the front, and then a second 520LXI that I bought for spare parts March of 24 way down in Janesville, Wisconsin. But any parts specific to the Kawasaki 520LXI, I'm going to keep those parts for the better of the two 520LXIs that I'm going to fix up. So we got footrests, we got hydro pedals. I've had multiple people interested in the bellows there. I'm gonna dig through my messages and see who the first person was that was interested in those, and see if he's still looking for one. I think he was the same person that was interested in the dash. I can't remember. I'm sorry. During 2023 and 2024, I was working 2 part-time jobs. I had a hectic schedule, and then I replaced those 2 jobs with 1 full-time factory job, January of this year, 2025. And then 2 weeks to the day after starting that job, my mom goes into the hospital for a month. Then she went into a nursing home, and then my family was dealing with her stuff. That was another 6 weeks worth of that. And then my factory job takes a lot of energy out of me. I do have one person that said he will, oh wait, that's the lower hose. The lower hose is pretty much married to the outlet on the radiator. I could try and take a razor blade knife and cut it off. I don't know if anyone still wants to buy this lower hose, you know, about 1 inch shorter than factory. But he said he would buy the upper hose. I don't have any 2-stage snow blowers to sell. I don't have any front blades to sell. I will be selling, I do have two tiller attachments. I'm probably going to sell those after I till the garden at my storage. Don't have any grater mid-mount grater blades. I sold one a year ago. I miss it. I used it once. It's not easy to put on. You got to take the deck off to put it on. But I was impressed by what it was capable of doing. Actually, if someone offered me one as a trade, I would be very interested in. Well, I would definitely consider it. So, I guess that's all I can think of. There probably will be people asking, well, will you sell me just the gas cap? Nope, not selling the gas cap. Just so you know, the Toro 260 series and the 5XI series use the same exact gas cap. Some guy, I've parted out several 260 series tractors, and some guy he offered me a measly $5 for a gas cap from a 260 series tractor when I had the whole tank for sale, and I says no, it just wasn't even worth my time to wait for him to show up and give me $5 for that gas cap. I wonder what Toro charges for one. I know they charge an arm and a leg for a lot of their parts, especially deck and gauge wheels. But so I'll be tearing this one apart. I might put the transaxle on eBay. It's everything is as is, no warranty, no returns, no exchanges, no credits. It's as is, it's used. I believe this one was a 98 model. I got a picture of the tag the other day. I think it was model 78 550, and then 89, I think 00300 was the serial number. So, but anyway, so I don't have any mule drives that I'm selling right now. The idler pulleys for the mule drives are almost $100 each from Toro, so I'm just hesitant to sell any extra mule drives. I've sold them in the past. Sometimes they go as low as $100. Lately they've been selling for more than that, and why should I sell a mule drive for 125, 150 when it would cost me more than that to replace the idler pulleys in them? So anyway, the mule drive that came with this one, it had the early style mule drive, and the shaft with holding the pivot arms was bent, so I took it apart. And I do have, if you do search Toro 5XI mule drives, I have some videos from, sorry, I got my keys hanging on my pinky finger, my right hand. I have some videos I posted up about comparing the two styles of mower deck mule drives from, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. I should post another video comparing a tiller mule drive with the newer style mule drive. I wish I had the old one so I could compare all three of them, because the tiller mule drive looks similar to the second design mule drive, well, which Toro calls a box pulley. So anyway, I don't have any weights to sell. This is in pretty good shape. Actually, it wasn't too hard removing the rear fender from the tractor last evening. Once you remove the rear, well, take the rear seat off, take the seat off, and then there were bolts down here, and on the same, opposite side too. And then I used a flat screwdriver to take the odd-headed bolts off there. Removed the 4 bolts for the seat slide thing, and then I had to take this off and then unplug that harness and take the fuel cap off, and it came off fairly easy. So if on your Toro 5XI tractor you need to service, make adjustments to the linkage for the drive, it's not too hard to take the rear fender pan off. Things are pretty tight in there. I suggest if you do that, go ahead and replace the fuel lines. These tractors were made from 97 or 98 up to about 2005, 6, 7. While you're in there, empty the fuel tank, replace the fuel lines. I had to replace the fuel lines in my 522XI. I don't know if it was 6, 7, 8 years ago, because they were cracked. They were age cracked, and they were actually leaking. I would fill the tractor at the end of a mow, put it in the barn, come out, and the fuel tank would be empty or half empty, and there'd be this full of gasoline under the tractor and gas smell filling the barn. And I thought, oh, that's not good. So I ended up replacing the fuel line. So anyway, I can't think of what else. I have talked to a few people who have converted like a manual steering 520XI to a power steering. It can be done. I have another video on the steering systems, my 522XI next to my 520XI, comparing the power steering system to a manual steering system. I got a lot of videos on YouTube about the 5XI tractors. They're not professional, but I think I've had several people on Facebook tell me that that my videos have helped them. So, all right, I got to go in and cook some rice. If you don't buy, if you're not local and you don't buy something from me through eBay, I will sell direct. Just message me and we can exchange phone numbers and take it from there. I'm an honest person. I do not rip people off. I package items very well. I provide tracking. I've sold, here and there. I sell direct. I sold, what was it? A Toro 44-inch mower deck from mower deck right angle gearbox to a guy down in Illinois about a year and a half ago. Excuse me. We talked over the phone. He sent me a U.S. Postal Service check. I cashed it. I mailed it out. He got it. I'm honest. I'm very, very, very honest. I'm very, very good at packaging items. I package very robustly when I box something up to ship. Whether it's a direct sale or eBay, Darn, I forget what my name on eBay is. I think it's Mustang Boyd. So I've actually had in feedback, I've actually had people compliment me on my robust, thorough, very well packaging that I do. So, well, I guess that's I've covered all bases on this one. So $750 for the rear transaxle. So that's the axle and the hydrostatic drive pump motor. I'll sell those for $750. Doesn't include the rear tires or wheels. Doesn't include this. I need this for one of my other tractors. But let me know what else, what other parts you might be looking for. I typically don't mess around with parts that I'm gonna sell for just $5. It's not worth my time. My storage is about an 8.5 mile drive from home, which takes me about 18 minutes to get from here to there. So anyway, all right, well, thanks for watching. You can comment below on the video if you found this first on YouTube. I run several Toro 5. I run the Toro 5XI buy sell trade page on Facebook. I run the older Toro 5XI page, the one that keeps getting locked up. I accidentally started that one under a business and not under a fan. Then I started the Boyd's Toro 5XI page. There's another Toro 5XI page where he shows the picture. Oh, so there's a deer running over there. Where currently the feature picture is a Toro 5XI tractor with a loader on it, with the front tires up on a pile of gravel or something. That's not my page there, but I post there, here, and there. So, all right. Well, thanks for watching. See you. Bye.